Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Listen, that puff's for you.
This puff's for you.
That puff's for me. And guess what?
And this puff's for you.
Puff's for you too. You guys, welcome to the show. So wait a minute, I gotta take a sip because now I got dry mouth.
We're starting our wake and bake today with our nurse-grown organics.
Nurse-grown, y'all.
Some flour, CBD
Yes.
flour.
Yep. And listen, we're broadcasting live from the Barking Dog Bed and Breakfast here in Middlebury, Connecticut. I'm here with Jamie Rollins. Let me just find her up here. Now I'm in a new situation, so everyone bear with me.
New tech stuff.
Here she is, Jamie Rollins.
Oh, there's my name.
There's my So Jamie. This is
Sherri.
This is so much fun. So Jamie's been
really
in the cannabis space for a really long time. And she's one of the OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really grateful that we've connected through the American Cannabis Nurses Association, and really grateful to be on this journey with you.
It's been a fun journey.
It is. So listen, for the new viewers and fans out there, listen, this is actually better than the Thanksgiving Day parade. And I'm going to tell you the reason why is because
tell us why, Sherri.
Because we want, I know the Thanksgiving Day parade is fun, but we're in new revolutionary times where we're changing how we experience life through different plants. Seriously, plant medicine, entheogens, just a new consciousness. And this is a gratitude show.
It's hot, isn't it?
Oh my God,
it's
so hot.
hat.
But this is great. I'm gonna put this on later.
This hat is from Heather Shelton, who's also one of the Green Nurses.
Yeah.
She made this from wool, I believe, from her own animals. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
And it's traveled with me to talk about being grateful. Yeah. This hat has traveled with me to France, where it was supposed to be warm in the summer, and it was like 50 degrees. So this hat saved me. So Heather Shelton she's always with me. And she's a sweet, sweet soul. So I am so grateful for just going to jump into it for all of the nurses who I've met along this journey of sharing this amazing plant. That part for me has been, it's life-changing. It's the community of people who are here, whose intentions, their altruism is being used to, help people get access to something that is medicinal, so healing, and we could all grow our own of it. So,
and that's, gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to everything that's good in our lives.
Everything.
And this plant truly brought in something completely different. And I'm just so glad that I answered the call. Cannabis plant, the plant called me. It took me a while because I only understood cannabis to be recreational, because we never learned about the endocannabinoid system. I'm going to just say it for the new people that are out there that are tuning in. The endocannabinoid system is the most important system in our body. It regulates all 11 organ systems.
Look at this. This is what I actually have the chart.
Okay, so here we go. Oh my God, this is amazing. So look at this, guys. So we have the endocannabinoid system, and how we teach here, we teach that our body is the umbrella. So just imagine the whole umbrella right there. That's you. And all of the different spokes of the umbrella are your different organ systems that compromise your entire body. Then you have the little fabric pieces, those fabric pieces that attach to the spokes of the umbrella. And those are the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell your body or your umbrella to do something or stop doing something. So the endocannabinoid system blankets right on top of our entire umbrella. We produce internal endogenous cannabinoids just like the plant. We have an endocannabinoid system, not because of the cannabis plant, but because we make molecules in our body like the plant. For example, the plant makes THC. We make anandamide.
So if that isn't amazing, I mean, nature we're mimicking.
Yeah,
it's all an overlap.
It's an overlap. So this plant interacts with our body in such a way. We call it I love this. Elizabeth Mack, if you're out there, I love you. This is my new favorite word. Pleiotropic.
So pleiotropic.
Ooh, I like the way that this is again, it's a pharmaceutical type of thing. So pleiotropic means that it works on multiple different physiological systems in our body, all at the exact same time. So go back to the umbrella, right? If you go back to that whole umbrella, we make internal endogenous cannabinoids, anandamide and 2-AG, very similar to the plant, to shower on our umbrella to keep our umbrella going up and down nicely. So, cannabinoids, so you think about this, you have THC and CBD. And so you think about putting those to shower on us, consuming cannabis multiple different ways to stimulate our own endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system, what we want to do is wake it up. Right?
I always equate it to like a light. Like when I imagine like when you take in some sort of cannabinoids, right? I envision like a bunch of little molecules just flooding the system and then attaching to these open receptors that are like, hey, I'm here. Like, I want you. Come to me. And like they attach, those receptors attach, and then the whole system gets lit up, turn on, full functioning, and your whole body's moving. Everything's gliding, communications are happening how they're supposed to be happening. The system is operating, our systems, our bodies are operating at optimal capacity. And I always like to remember that the body is a self-healing mechanism given the right environment. And so when we are utilizing cannabis or supplementing with cannabis, we are helping the body to have the right environment to create balance. And when we create physiological balance and we have that mental balance, and we can actually find peace between those both and actually connect the mind and the body. So there's not separation, but actually we can identify what we're feeling in our body. That's balance. And when you have communication through all of your cells, you avoid dis-ease because there's ease of communication. How important is communication?
Communication is
body cells.
Crucial. Mind, body, spirit. So here's the thing. So here's an example too. Think about your umbrella again, and think about single isolate molecules such as pharmaceuticals on our umbrella. It goes down and it's targeted. Boink, 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 boink. And then it forgets about the rest of the area. So it's right. And so then what happens is that's where you can get out of balance. So I'm not anti-pharma, but it's just something to think about, pharmaceuticals and all of these different things that are going to either support our endocannabinoid system or aren't going to support it. So we like to look at mind-body tools. Jamie, we're going to talk a little bit about what we do in the morning. So I'm going to bring up two amazing nurses I'm going to plug right now because I love you guys so much. Denise Costello, Energized Living. Amazing. She's created Energized Living Green Nurse Retreats. And she has the 3 P's, P3, prayer, which is all about affirmations and really bringing in spirit energy, whatever you pray to. Protection, how we protect our endocannabinoid system, all of the different things that we do. And that includes positivity, and that includes nourishing our endocannabinoid system and nutrition and exercise.
The full spectrum.
The full spectrum.
The full spectrum of care.
And then play. Okay. Denise knows how to play.
Denise knows how to play. Thank God Denise has shown us all how to play.
And she's really a good stylist, and she's really, really freaking amazing to travel with. So she, Denise, I just want to bow to the light in you, and thank you for creating Energized Living. Thank you for bringing Energized Living in your 3 Ps to the Green Nurse platform and holistic caring. Really grateful.
Denise and I have been chatting. We're going to start looking at keep a lookout because we're going to be offering some more retreats in the new year. Couple dates in February and March. So that's something that'll be coming up soon.
Yeah,
soon.
Absolutely.
Energized Living.
Energized
Date
Living
with Denise. Green Nurse Retreat.
Yes. And so then now I want to bring up Nurse Carrie Lee, Green Nurse Iowa, the daily 5 to Thrive.
5 to Thrive. I love the 5 to Thrive. It's actually really helped me. I've incorporated her 5 to Thrive into my
sleep
daily routine.
Sleep, movement, nutrition, sunshine, all of these things, and she's a stigma fighter, truly has stepped into her authenticity, went very quickly from conventional nursing completely over into the plant medicine space. And she's a great example of what it means to
step into your power. And
like,
which is what Sherri and I love to encourage all of our nurses to do as we are continuing to learn how to do that ourselves. Is the fact that we have been kind of tapped to spread this message. And so when you get kind of tapped to share about the cannabis plant, it can be frightening. So to have a supportive group of people being like, you can do this and you're supposed to do this, like go and shine. I love to see people like literally own it. They step into this space and it's like, it's home. They know they're supposed to be here. They know it's all of a sudden they have this recognition, because it happened for me. It's like this recognition of like, you know, why am I here? What's the Mark Twain
Yes.
quote? Like the 2 best days in your life
Life.
is the day you're
You're
born, and the day
and
you
then
figure out why.
you're here.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that is like truly what I think cannabis does. And so to watch people bloom, I mean, I
They
love that.
flower, you know, the cannabis flowers. So you think about it.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
get
just
into
so
the
grateful we're in a space that we're creating opportunities for nurses to bloom.
nurses.
That is my passion and yours
Mine too.
Creating spaces for nurses
Oh,
that are not, they're treated well, they're loved, they get to share that they're
a
amazingness.
community.
They get to hold space, all of your, what Carrie Lee calls your soft nursing skills. Like we are creating
here it
spaces
is.
like that because we want to see people bloom,
We wanna
because
see
you
them-
deserve a good life, right?
Right.
To
Here it
live
is.
your best
The
life.
essence of nursing is human caring. And what do we need to do? We need to be nourished in a caring environment. And so
Your
we
heart and
from
your
a heart
soul
space, mind,
and
body, spirit. And you know, we look at, you know, spirituality is the root of cannabis care, right? You think about it. We're caring for the entire human experience. We're meeting people where they're at. We're meeting clinicians where they're at on their journey. And basically, you know, at first I was like, oh, they should know about this. I should know. And I'm like, yeah, okay, in the back of my mind.
You're the teacher. You're the
They
one
should
bringing
know
it.
about it. But here it is. It's like I have compassion because guess what? When I found out I had the endocannabinoid system, I was suicidal. Okay, so it's like, okay, so I don't want any other health professionals or patients to get to that point where they feel like they have no option.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think what we do is because I think we go in, most healthcare professionals obviously go into this space because we have this this drive, this want, there's this deeper altruism there that like we want to serve a purpose. And then we get into the space thinking we're now educated, we spent all this time in training. We get into the space and it is not
easy.
Well,
it can be
or
really
what
lonely.
we even told we thought it was going to be. We were told it was going to be a certain way that we would be able to care and give, and then we realize it's just truly our healthcare system is such a morally injured place, and
it is, and
it's heartbreaking.
Well, it was like, yeah, it's like going to college. I learned, it was great. Went to Boston College. I learned a lot. You know, the clinicals were good, but when I got the job, I was like, oh,
It's
wow,
a whole different.
Completely. It wasn't how I wanted or thought.
Or I think was presented to us truly. I wonder how many other nurses feel kind of like once you got actually working, you're like, holy crud, I was lied to, kind of thing. And maybe it's not. Maybe it was just like I expected a different kind of nursing.
Our expectations were very high for the whole reason why we went into nursing.
But I found a way to figure out the best way that when I said this is what I want for my nursing experience, I had to find it. Which I mean, how many times as a nurse do you go through?
Well,
different
here it is,
changes,
the side gigs,
right?
Okay, so here we are. We work in the conventional system, and this is really important too. So if you're out there and you're a nurse and you're doing any type of coaching, any type of conventional nursing, keep learning about all these different things, because everything that we do or don't do affects the endocannabinoid system. So I think about my nursing journey before I got sick. I was exploring, all of the energy healing modalities, the yoga, the massage, the drumming, the vibro, reconnective healing, Reiki,
all while staying in
nutraceutical supplements. I sold all those potions and lotions, right?
Made you feel good and look good.
But it was, so it was just, and so then, you come into this and then you carry that, you carry that with you. And then you think about as nurses, and you've worked in the hospitals, you've worked outpatient, you've worked in the community. So you think about what we do as nurses, we're a pivotal point in patients. So in the hospitals, doctors come to us, other nurses come to us, physical therapists, respiratory therapists, social workers. So we're the hub. And this is what we're doing in the cannabis space. Right.
This is why also I encourage nurses when they come to me and they're like, how do I become a cannabis nurse?
Yes.
And I encourage everybody to stay exactly where you are.
Yep.
Like whatever specialty you're in, if you can handle it, even if maybe you cut down to a per diem opportunity, if that's possible, or you cut your hours, but stay where you are and share that cannabis knowledge with your specialty, with the people in your specialty, because like Sherri was saying, I mean, it affects our endocannabinoid system, affects all specialties of nursing.
Yes.
So find where you can continue to tolerate it if possible. And then you become that little planted seed to be sharing information. Then before you know it, nurses and doctors are coming to you as the expert to understand.
Yes.
And that's, so I really encourage nurses, like when they're starting to become a cannabis nurse, stay where you are. We need more cannabis nurses right where you are.
Right where you are,
Right
because
where
what
you
you
are.
are is you're the secret sauce.
Totally.
Okay, the
You're
secret sauce,
the secret agent,
the secret
the plug
agent,
in into the
right?
system
You come, right, and so here it
from
is.
the
So we
inside.
have wonderful cannabis organizations: American Cannabis Nurses Association, the Cannabis Nurses Network.
Mhm.
Okay, these spaces did not exist when we started our cannabis journeys. They are absolutely phenomenal. They've helped to evolve my knowledge and my interaction with the plant and how I show up in the world, both personally and
And
professionally.
confidence to do that. Yeah.
So what we did is, this, I had an epiphany, you know what I mean? Like, we need to do this in the communities. We need to bring people together. And so starting the Green Nurse, really working with a ton of patients, providers, because I came to this space, was this plant saved my life. I know I'm not the only health professional out there. I know I'm not the only nurse out there. I know I'm not the only patient out there that knew nothing and had to come to this in a space. And some people don't get to that space. So it was time for me to get out there and really, really open up.
And that's a scary space sometimes to be in, like to be at that precipice. And that's regardless of nursing or anybody in their life, to be at a precipice of like literally jumping off into the next piece of life, like whatever
Exactly.
that is.
So
it's like the comment about like the first thing that faces you when you do that is fear. Just like nod and keep walking by. Like just keep doing what scares you.
Yes. And here it is too. Think about it. We're here to evolve, right? We're all walking each other home, right? So how do you evolve in life, personally and professionally? You need to get involved. And from an agoraphobic, I spent a lot of time behind the camera for a while.
And I just want to say I'm super proud of you and really grateful that you're here spending Thanksgiving with me and that you were able to like move past any of that. I'm really proud of Sherri's been traveling. She's getting out there spreading the message in a whole new way. So even though, she has no problem getting on camera, sometimes it's hard for her to get on a plane. So she has really grown. I just want to say that publicly, like super proud of you. You've really broken out of your comfort zone and you're growing. So it's been really amazing to watch you do this and step into yourself and your power even more.
And you know what? It's thanks to, I'm not gonna say it's thanks to the cannabis plant, because it really, it's opened up new ways of being. It's helped me. Like, so I catch myself, it's like you have the ability to talk yourself off the ledge in a more concrete way.
In a more loving
way. It's so gentle. So it's funny.
Here we are again. Okay, let's reframe these thoughts. Okay.
And here's a little woo, but it works. Peace begins with me.
Yeah.
Inhale, Ananda. Okay, so help me, cannabis. Help me make a decision.
A prayer.
One of the P's, right? Help me. I want to show up in the world. I want to evolve. I want to help people. How can I do it?
I want to do it with kindness and compassion and boundaries.
Yes.
How do I do it?
How do I do it?
And if you listen.
And we do this every morning. We did this right before we started the show. We held hands and we said, may the best version of ourselves come forth in this moment in time so we can reach the most people. And that is heartfelt.
And it's true, because I don't think anybody's in this space. I mean, there always is, maybe bad intention, but if you're entering the space, it's not easy.
No.
It's heartbreaking. It's grueling. But it's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. Next to literally hospice, sitting with somebody dying, this is comparable.
It is comparable.
Because we're saving.
Well, you know what?
So
it's a transition. Okay. So you think you're transitioning from the physical world into the spiritual world. And so what we're doing here is the same thing. We're transitioning
the paradigm
into
of healthcare.
The future of healthcare is patient empowerment.
And it's sometimes painful. Birth of anything, new beginning of anything can sometimes be painful.
Yeah.
Grueling, when we're talking about going back to plant medicines, psilocybin, psychedelics, and we're re-entering another phase of our human evolution. And
I'm really grateful. It's going back. Think about it. It's really going back. So I don't say traditional. Traditional is way back. Yeah. When plants started to evolve and people.
I'm terrible with time in history.
Me too.
I want to say like 5,000 BC, but that's probably not right. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. It's a really, really long time ago.
We need Mark for that one, for the history. Mark. What's the, if you're on, what's the BC?
Yeah. But think about it now. So then, we're bringing that back. Like, spirituality is the root of cannabis care. So you think about what cannabis, and you'll hear me say high. I want to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. Why? Because there's such a misdialogue. Words have meaning, and we give sometimes, if you look in the dictionary, sometimes there's a lot of different meanings. And then you have to think about too, what people do is they will also create a story in that head about what that word means. So high has been like, had the worst connotation. I'm like, how can we change that? So I'm like thinking, I sat with the cannabis plant, I went, provide me with what I need to know. How about this? What did cannabis bring you, Sherri? Cannabis brought me hope. Hope floats. I'm telling you, I was at the bottom of the barrel, and there were no roots, seriously sinking deep and deep and deep, and thought I was digging my own grave, literally with my thoughts.
Oh yeah.
So
we do that though. We create our own suffering. We will dig ourselves right. We'll sabotage ourselves right into a deep hole. Cannabis helps me to
bring hope.
Yeah.
It was the first thing it brought me, because the reason why is I inhaled. And within 5 minutes of 2 inhalations,
change of perception,
there was no pain.
Yeah.
Then the brain cracked open and said, holy moly, how can 2 puffs of a plant make my pain go from 100, 0 is no pain, 10 is the worst pain ever, and I was at 100, down to a 0 in 5 minutes. That to me, the miracle was there. It was my change of perception. It was the aha moment that, I didn't have to suffer. There was something that I could do, something I needed to look into.
Something you could do in this moment.
Yeah.
That's the moment. Which is why I love chatting with cancer patients who are like, I gotta wait, a week or 2 for the scan. I'm like, in this moment, you can start utilizing cannabis, nutrition. In this moment, you have the power.
You do.
You are not helpless. So that is how I help my cancer patients get that fear of there's nothing I can do. Yes, there is. In this moment, you can. Cannabis can be utilized just immediately. I love that.
Immediately.
You don't have to wait for a doctor test or, depending on what state you're in legality, but.
Yes, exactly. So that's why you call us.
That's why you call us. We help you figure it out.
Call the green nurse.
Sorry, I interrupted you. So hope and then inspiration.
Yeah. So the whole inspiration. So you think about it, peace begins with me. Inhale Ananda. Inhale, the spirit of the plant.
And Ananda means bliss, just so if people don't know all this. The Sanskrit word for bliss, which is why she's saying bliss.
And that's why I say it a lot, because the plant makes THC and we make anandamine. And here it is, as if the structure's the same and they do the same thing. How can it be bad? So bliss, Ananda. Bliss. It is, and it does.
That's supposed to be like our just state of.
And so that reminds me of the next part of the hope, the high, right? Hope, inspiration. So the inspiration, you're in spirit. You become inspired.
I love that. I don't know if I've ever actually heard you say that before, and I feel like I should have. Spirit.
When you're inspired, you're in spirit, and wow, do all possibilities open up.
I mean, it's so true. When you're in, that's being kind of like in flow. Cannabis plant helped me to get in flow, helped me to get in alignment, helped me to get in touch with my spirit and what my purpose and direction is here. And I think that's what a lot of people who struggle with anxiety or depression is. They've lost their purpose. They don't know what is it that I'm supposed to do here in this moment. What is my purpose?
Well, and it's true. And so you think about people that, have chronic illness that go from high functioning to not functioning at all very, very quickly. It is really, you're sitting with, oh my God, I sat with that. Couldn't take care of myself, couldn't figure out how to take care of myself. Nothing worked, couldn't take care of my kids. Who am I? I'm not a nurse anymore. Who am I? Well, I had to sit with, you're a human being. Yeah. And so I'm like, and then not being able to figure it out for so long. But what was the miracle? That there was a nurse, 70 years old, and she came to my home, and she was one of my energy healing clients. And Marianne, if you're out there watching, I'm going to send you this clip because you're probably not. But anyways, so she brought me cannabis and she brought me a joint, and she basically held it up, and she said, here it is. She held it up. Let's pretend it's a joint. It's a cap. And she said, Sherri, get with the program. And I go, what? What do you mean get with the program? She said, listen, cannabis has been legal in Massachusetts for medical since 2012. And this was at the end of 2014. And she goes, you're sick, suffering, and dying. You have nothing to lose. And then she disclosed to me something very personal. She goes, Sherri, I'm going to tell you a little secret. She goes, I've been using cannabis since I was 17. I'm 70 now. That's 53 years of using cannabis every single day. And my dad used to carry it in his pharmacy. And she goes, did you know that there were over 600 preparations of cannabis in pharmacies before 1937?
That to me is,
So
we're just remembering.
we're just
going back.
remembering. And
We're
so
just
then,
going
you know, I had to look at her and look at her life. And she, you know, this isn't for everyone, but she said, Sherri, you know, just that little bit of cannabis, you know, did help me to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You know, she was a single mother. She was a nurse. She went to school. She worked at a university in nursing.
Which is when people say cannabis makes you
Yeah.
non-functioning or unmotivated. I mean, look at the two of us. Look at that. Who you're talking about? Like it doesn't.
Yes.
That does not.
So she brought here. So she brought a little bit more inspiration. So here my as mind's cracked open. I'm feeling pain relief. I'm like, and then hearing her share
A whole new world.
And so the healing. Oh, right. What is it?
I think it was like Aladdin. I'm not sure.
It
From
is?
my
Is that
psych
what it is?
nursing days. Yeah.
Oh my God, sing it.
Oh, no.
New world.
No, that's just little bits come out. You know,
But
I can't be on spot.
But
it was. It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world of seeing someone back in the heyday, you know. And so, and for her to bring that to me, and for her to disclose, you know, and that's a lot of reason why here we are as nurses being very transparent, sharing
being
our journeys,
authentic, not being afraid necessarily of
Yeah,
our licensure, or, you know, I'm ready at this point. I would go up against any board of nursing that
Any board of
attempted to
nursing.
take my licensure away because of medicine. So
can I tell you? I'll tell you a little story, and this is great because I'm getting close with the nursing board in Massachusetts.
Good.
So, you know, someone sent them a blog that I wrote about an end of life experience with the first hospice patient that I took care of, and it was reported, you know, and so they contacted me. And this was when I was volunteering. I was just starting to develop the green nurse. I didn't, you know, how do I figure it out? I do it. And then you marry the science to it. You just do it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. No one's doing this.
Yep.
And this is so needed.
Mhm.
And I couldn't work.
Your intention was to help people. You didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care. I was like, I'll figure it out. It's not going to hurt. Certainly didn't hurt me.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, just it was just so that hope and then that inspiration. So she brought me inspiration.
You were talking about the board of nursing.
The board of nursing.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got off track.
It's okay.
So the board of nursing. So I know, here we are. We're getting our
this
stories.
Is Sherri and I. This is typically
this
how
is ADHD. Anyways, the board of nursing contacted me and basically said to me, you know, HIPAA violation. I said, well, they're not a patient. This is a volunteer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing,
they gave you permission.
Yeah. And then they said, this is what they said to me. And they go, what makes you think you're an expert in this?
Ooh.
And my question was, what makes you think I'm not? I said, you know what? I have a little story to tell.
Oh my God.
And so then I pulled out, where's that book?
What?
I didn't pull out this book, but this is a good book.
NCSBN guidelines?
I sent them the 64-page document, the National Council State Boards of Nursing. And I said, listen, I am more than happy to comply with your investigation. They said, and I said, I have a 64-page document that the National Council State Boards of Nursing, you know, came out with, which is a statement, a call to action that all nurses, nursing students, and advanced practice nurses must have 6 essential areas of knowledge when it comes to cannabis as medicine. I said, I highly recommend
you would take a peek
at it. So then I provided her all of my continuing education credits. She wanted a resume, a bio. I go, you want a headshot? I was going to send her a picture of me. You know, the big hanging out of my mouth.
This is what it looks like to break stigma in real time. This is what it looks like to, not every nurse has that ability because we understand licensure, but it's like we need nurses who are, you know, are willing to do exactly that and go up against them and be like, you know, hey, what am I doing wrong? Really, I'm a great nurse. My patients love me. I'm, you know, good at what I do. Why would you want to prevent me from continuing to do that?
Why wouldn't you want to?
So it's always this extra force of, so the rules need to be changed, which is what we're working on with the ACNA and CNN.
I'm like, guess what, ladies? There's a call to action. Guess what? As nurses, we have a moral, ethical, legal obligation. Legal, I say spiritually legal.
Go up there. Morally, to let patients know this is an option for them.
This is an option.
That is what we do as nurses.
And you know, it's not for everyone, and that's what we do. We meet people where they're at on their journey, patients and professionals.
The fact, it might not be for everybody, but the fact is that it's presented as an option, and what you choose as a patient is entirely up to you. It's
Yeah.
the promotion of saying you have a choice in how you heal, instead of healthcare practitioners saying, we think you should heal like this. No, you are your best guru to know what you need and how you heal. So that is
your own coach.
And then upside down.
Yeah.
And that is what we were talking about this morning, about really the art and science of nursing. When people don't understand really, like, well, what does a nurse do?
Yep.
You know, there is an art and science to it. And there's a piece that cannot be taught, that's innate, which is why most of us come into this space.
Yeah.
To be able to learn how to hold space for
Yeah.
people to sit in uncomfortable emotional
Yes.
situations and not have to put our own stuff in it.
Totally.
To bear witness to people's awful, terrible experiences or wonderful, beautiful experience, birth in the hospital, death. Like, that's that beauty of
is holding space.
Holding
for
space.
Sure. So let's get really quickly. This is funny. This is a funny ending. And I love, like I said, we're here to educate and empower not only patients but providers. So
and inspire to
so
step into that provider role and be able to share.
So from a place of compassion, because I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't know that I didn't know it, and I knew that the nursing board didn't know what they didn't know, and here it is, I'm the same place. So I just said to them, you know, they contacted me back again, and they said, you know what, would you object coming before the nursing board? I said, no, I wouldn't mind at all.
What an opportunity.
What an opportunity. And I said to them, you know what, this would be an amazing opportunity. I said, can I bring my PowerPoint? I said, you can look at it beforehand.
Such a dork. I love it. You're like, I'm going to bring my PowerPoint.
I'm going to bring a PowerPoint. And I said, you know what, I have a media team.
That's advocacy.
I said, and I have a media team, and I'd love to go live, because it would be an amazing learning opportunity for everyone to see what is going on in the conventional system. And I said, just think about it, because I'm more than happy to, and we'll broadcast live. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. No, they didn't want it. And I just basically said, I said, you know what, thank you so much for looking into this, because I hope that you learned something. And I am here for you. I said, I plugged it. I said, you know, the green nurses.
Yeah.
If you or someone you love are suffering.
Yeah.
And you have stigma,
why not, though?
You're plagued.
Why not, though?
I said, yeah, here, I'll send you my website and my, you know, in my YouTube.
Because you know the chances that somebody who's on that board, who, like, that's the thing, is like, just because you work for some place doesn't mean that you don't have differing opinions about cannabis from your employer.
Right. So planting seeds.
Planting seeds. That's what we do. We plant seeds of information. But that's a nurse too. We plant seeds of information, and then it's up to you as an individual to personalize it for yourself.
Yep. And so this is why we
put
have
our agenda on our clients.
Exactly. Meet them where they're at. So this is where, if you're new to this, you know, if you're watching, hello, we love you. I'm going to pull the comment section up in a minute. But if you're new to this and you're scared and you have stigmatized, we have a space that is off of social media, that is private. It's a community, and it's the Holistic Caring Network. And it's for patients, it's for providers, it's for nurses. And so it's a great space. Elizabeth Mack created it. She wrote the book, Cannabis for Health, Become a Coach, and we all must become a coach. There's a free book club. You don't even need to own the book. But the whole point is that there's a space and there's a community, and it's comprised of patients that are new, that want to learn, patients that are seasoned, that are using it, that want to remain connected, nurses that are new, nurses that are seasoned, professionals from across the globe. So we have naturopaths, we have osteopaths, we have pharmacists.
It's a community of like-minded people who are all interested in being able to utilize, implement cannabis therapeutics into whatever modality that they're doing, because it's kind of, that blanket modality. Many of us are, yoga teachers, massage therapists, or Reiki therapists, or into frequency
healing. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yep.
And then also too, in the community, you know, we're doing education, tons of education. So free monthly webinar. One of the things that we're doing, and Jamie, you are part of our
what does she sign me up for? What?
No,
okay.
You're right. Well, she's a nursing supervisor already, taking care of patients and training nurses, but also she's in charge of nurse grown organics. I'm going to plug that up.
Yeah.
So we have green nurse approved marketplace. And so what we're doing is, because we're nurses and we're patients, and we've been doing this for a while, and it's expensive, and I spent thousands of dollars
figuring out what products are good, who's been lab tested, who does, good farming. It's exhausting.
We've done the R&D.
We did the work. Yes.
We did the work. And so it's being vetted, the R&D, the research and development. So, you know, and it's basically really looking at, you know, the companies. What is their mission? What is their vision? How did they start? You know, are they doing it for the love? Even just the smaller companies, and how do they grow? So we're looking at, you know, we're looking at P&P, purity and potency, lab testing. You know, we want to look
Cleanest
clean. So
on
here
the
we go. We
market.
want, here we go. We want to
Nurse grown. This is the flat. There you go. That's good.
uh-huh.
That's perfect. Yeah, we've got
Nurse grown. So talk about
Christmas,
nurse grown.
great Christmas. Well, I love Nurse Grown because Jessie Lynn and Matt, I mean, they're just amazing cultivators. And Jessie Lynn is like a saint walking here among earth, how she feels about getting clients who needed cannabis medicine.
Yeah.
So she, you know, we have an amazing thing happening with Nurse Grown. I have nurses literally reaching out to me every day to be able to share this mission and share these amazing products all around the country. So I am actually the director of affiliate sales support. So I am your girl if you are interested in possibly, you know, adding this as something that you can share with clients. And I talk about all the time when nurses are asking, how do I get into this space? Get a good product that you love and can talk about, and you can go out and educate, and then people come to you and they're like, so you just told me all about CBD. Now, how do I get some? You've just now monetized your education. Go talk about it and get paid a little bit from product sales. So it's a really great opportunity to force yourself to educate further, to be able to be an advocate for the plant. Even if you're not a nurse and you're interested and you take a coaching course through the holistic caring and you educate yourself, we are more than happy from Nurse Grown to have affiliates that aren't nurses and to be able to educate you to speak at the level that we would like you to speak at if you're a Nurse Grown. So we'll provide you the education, the opportunity to get it, and our product. It's an advocacy for the plant. We want you to go out and share about the plant, and we want you to make a little money doing it.
It is truly. And then the other thing too is, so if you come into the Holistic Caring Network, which you said is right there, you go to the website, it's going to say join the network. So there's presentations that have been created by Jesselyn, all about the product line. And then we have multiple other, you know, affiliates that we vetted. You know, I want to say a big thanks to Irva Herb. Ruben, thank you. He makes amazing products. He custom formulates in the community. Just amazing. We have Super Botanicals, which is triple terpenated honey. That is.
Didn't we utilize something last night from Ruben? That was amazing.
We did. Yeah. Ruben had like, okay.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you, Ruben. And he gave it to me at the Harvest Cup.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah, it was really, really nice. So giving love and gratitude, the people in the community, the people that are out there that really, you know, are truly bring that hope and inspiration and want people to grow and heal. Like seriously,
for real.
It is.
And there's so many.
And so we're vetting products and even services. You know, we got Cannabis on there.
The energy that's coming into this space. You're vetting energetics. Like you have to be, your mode of intention has to be this kind of purity space to really help the greater good if you're going to be really truly part of
here it is, the purity and potency of the plant, and then the purity and potency of the educators and the people and coming together. Cannabis is about community, and it connects us. I mean, I don't know, when you hear someone smokes, I'm like, oh really, what are you smoking? What do you got? What kind of Turks do you like? You know what I mean?
Makes everybody relax a little bit. Not everybody. Some people have anxiety, but anyway, we're rambling now.
But really quickly, we're gonna wrap it up. So anyway, so we got back to hope and inspiration. So back to the gratitude and decreasing stigma. I'm feeling really comfortable in my own skin to be able to share a lot more from my own personal experience and a lot of the patients that we work with. So I want to tell you a story. There's 2 more stories I want to talk to you about. I got a call from a mom and a text message, and I'm waiting just to get her permission, from a baby that I've been taking care of for 3 years that had brain tumor. 1 year, cancer-free.
See?
Yes.
Life-changing. I mean, talk about being grateful to the plant.
Yeah. And then today at 4:20, oh my God, you guys are going to be blown away. Marta. Okay. Marta, when you guys see the beginning of some of the videos that I've done.
The pancreatic cancer.
Yes, the pancreatic cancer. So this is what my first hospice patient that I took, actually my second. The first one died, but he had a good quality of life. The second one is still alive. She graduated from hospice and her stage 4 pancreatic cancer is gone. So basically she just got a call. She had an appointment. They do the bloods and everything. You know, she, in the video, it's funny. She says, you know, they told me it was hiding. They couldn't find it. She goes, but over time, everything's been getting better and better. And they keep saying that they can't see it, no evidence of disease. And then finally, you know, we're in our 5th year of working with her. And they finally put in her chart cancer free.
Wow.
And so she has a video that's going up at
Healed
420.
from pancreatic cancer. Yeah.
Stage 4 pancreatic cancer, sent home on hospice with 30 days to live or less.
You do not, like, we just don't have control. Doctors don't know.
When I saw her, she was in a wheelchair and couldn't walk.
Wow.
Dying.
Amazing.
And like a little bit of cannabis.
It's amazing.
CBD throughout the day, and she just did THC at night. She had come to the point in time of her life where she was like, I'm okay, I'm ready to go. I just don't want to suffer. And so the side effect was what?
Life.
Apoptosis, anti-proliferative, anti-metastatic,
yeah.
anti-angiogenic. The side effects were, wow, the plant saying, it's not time for you to go, girl. It's time for you to grow. Right? So here it is.
Yeah.
Growing in health.
Yeah.
Hope, inspiration, growth. This plant helps us to grow. And then in the end, it helps us to heal, right? And so when you think about healing, it's not the absence of illness or disease, because on paper, you know, I still got like this big long list, but I don't have to live in that story of what that disease or those symptoms or my experience provided. I've been able to compartmentalize it in a way that, okay, it's the whole thing. I'm living my best life and helping others do the same. I have what I have. Are days perfect? No, but I have tools, man. I got tools. And this plant's one of them. And then all of the things that I've learned about nourishing the endocannabinoid system. Cannabinoid therapeutics is much more than just cannabis. It is a piece of the pie, and everything that we do or don't do affects it and how cannabis is going to work in our body. And that's what we're doing here. And we want to
all growth and healing comes from a state of balance. So that homeostasis, which is what cannabis does, our endocannabinoid system does. It creates a state of balance for the body, and all things, you know, from healing really do come from a state of balance. You have to be grounded and balanced to really embody what it means to heal a part of yourself that needs healing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, you know, just going to say hello to everyone out here that's joined. Annette Cohen, hello. Denise, Deborah, thank you guys. Lori, Michelle, oh my God, and Michelle Morris. Okay,
she's
sorry, got to plug you, girl, really quickly. So she represents Green Compass Global. This is a story of a nurse. So she started using a product personally, right? Helped her, became involved in the company, started sharing it. She was the number 1 or number 2, I forget.
I think it was number 1 in Massachusetts.
Number 1 in Massachusetts for sales.
Correct us if we're wrong, Michelle, but
but
while like also doing all these other things in life.
And working
in dog rescue,
working in the conventional system on the floor, doing floor nursing. At the same time, rescuing dogs. At the same time,
advocating for
working with us at the Green Nurse at Holistic Caring, taking care of patients. She's actually, tomorrow she's got a patient she's taking care of.
She's amazing.
And educating about CBD and bringing really high quality products. So what she's actually creating in the community, we'll go back to, I'm not going to change it. In our community, she's creating a program in Holistic Caring Network all about Green Compass Global and how it helped her and how she became an affiliate. So this is so cool, is we're really bringing professionals in to, and through her power of example, showing people you can do multiple different things. You can work in the conventional system. You can be a community green nurse and get consultations, and you can represent a product line. You can do multiple things.
Be that bridge nurse.
This is the bridge. We need a lot of bridges to be built. There's so much work to be done. And then we got Denise here. Denise, I love girl. Oh, yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
My energized living girl. She has, just want to say I'm so grateful that you're in my life. Lori, thank you for joining us. We got Deb, Michelle, more Denise, Dwayne Farley. Good morning, Wake and Bake.
Dwayne.
Yes, feeling high is way better than feeling low.
That's right. That's we were talking about. That's that stigma of it's okay to feel good. I mean, we're so convinced that we're supposed to suffer, and the beatings will continue until morale improves. Like we don't have to actually live like that.
No, I know it is. Pain. Here it is. And this is one of the things I've learned from my book Untamed.
It's a great book.
We are going to experience pain, but we don't have to sit in it forever. The fiery feelings of pain haven't burnt me. Just like it said, sometimes this moment in time, you're like, I just can't do this. I just don't want to do this anymore. Well, you know what you do? You do it and you get through it.
Yep.
You do it, you move through it.
I
get
saw a
through it.
really great meme the other day, and it was really about like a person, and then they had a hole in them, and it was about like the emotions flowing through them, and just remembering that
Yes.
emotions, let them flow through, don't let them get stuck. They pass. Emotions pass. So
Yep.
your perception and things can change in a day. And cannabis has always helped to
Oh
kind of
boy, totally.
lubricate that.
It does. Like a different perspective
Yeah.
right away. You know, here it is. Because for me, when a situation arises, I'm either perceiving it from one or two angles. I've broken it down to two.
Yeah.
Either, love or fear, spirit or, ego that wants to protect me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, what lens am I?
Yeah, but how long did it take you?
It took me a long time
to remember that when you were in like a moment,
in a moment.
Or even now, I feel like we'll remind
Quicker,
each
though.
other, you know,
Yeah.
be like, are you sitting in fear or are you sitting in love? Like,
yeah, exactly. What is
but that's what the practice. That's the practice of having
practice.
to, change your thoughts, change
Yeah.
your day, change your thoughts, change your actions.
Yes, exactly. And so we're going to wrap it up here. So we're just going to say thank you, Nicole, for joining. And,
This was fun.
I
Thanks
love
for having me on.
I know.
enjoyed
Isn't it fun?
Yeah,
This
fun.
is it. This is what we're here. It's like the face of peace through transformation. It's hard. You know what I mean? So
I just want to love everybody. I mean, that's really
it.
like, I just want to, everybody out there, I just want to tell you I love you. Like, if you're not told today, if you don't think it, like, Sherri and I, we love you. We may not even know you, but we seriously do. We love you. We love you, and we support your journey in whatever that is. And if you ever need anybody to ever, witness that journey, you reach out to us. We have a whole group of nurses who want to be there to witness your journey and help assist you through it. So,
we're going to end with, I got a smile on my face. It's a beautiful day.
It is.
I'm going to smile at the world. I'm going to smile today. Ain't nothing wrong. I can't complain. This love is so strong.
It
I'm
is.
Playing the game. There's nothing but love here, but peace and harmony. There's nothing but love here. You got the best of me.
But when you can actually embody that, and feel that, and know that you walk around and there really truly is so much love available and accessible to you at any time. So I am so grateful for all of the amazing people I've met. I'm so grateful for my friends and family. If you're breathing, if you've got food, if you've got a roof over your head, you have a lot to be grateful for. So
yes. So we love you all.
Love you all.
Have a very happy day. Share the message.
Live your best life, people.
We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be broadcasting live from my mother's